Welcome back. We're going to bring you a hopefully pretty insightful video here. We got the Vessel ball grip. These are the 1000 volt VDE. Also got a couple of screwdrivers here on the table. The Weehaw's, a Milwaukee, Klein, and Knipex here. We're going to be talking about terminating and why you're still camming out your screws even as a professional. So if you're a DIY or professional and you're still camming out your screws, this video can help you guys, hopefully. Got some premium red screwdrivers here. This is the 220 series from Vessel, and while they are nice, just because they say premium on them might not mean that they are the best for the job, especially when it comes to terminating. So we're going to be looking at that. Now, unfortunately, I think I was wrong about this screwdriver set when it first came out. I wasn't a fan of how we couldn't see the labels while they're in the slots. I think that's a huge fail, if you ask me. And I don't like Milwaukee hand tools. I really don't. I'm not trying to be biased. I just don't think of quality when I think of Milwaukee hand tools. But I'm going to tell you right now, this kit is actually really decent, especially for terminating. So we're going to look at that as well. If you guys haven't noticed, this is almost shaped like a triangle. We have 3 points of contact here, and this screwdriver sucks to use, man. You never know where you're going to be grabbing it as you're turning. But the tip on it is made for terminating, and we're going to talk about why. The only way to do it is to show you this one take video. I probably have pneumonia, and we're trying to get this out, so it's going to be one take. And yeah, you can see how nice that Weehaw fits inside of that slot. And I'm going to show you something pretty amazing here. Maybe I can pick it up with one hand. Yeah, made for terminating, okay? Screwdriver shape here, as much as I love kind of a keystone tip, keystones are definitely more durable and really my preferred tip. But when it comes to certain terminations and things, you're better off getting these really ugly grounded tips. This one's not so bad. Even with Milwaukee's hit and a miss, their screwdriver has these etches here. And while it is a very strong keystone tip screwdriver for beating, even with these etches, this is not the proper shape for terminating. Which brings me to the point, even the most premium screwdrivers from Vessel, this is not going to be a very good terminating screwdriver because of the shape. So the shape we're looking for is definitely more flat. This is the Milwaukee, again, the screwdriver that I hate, but can't deny how good the quality of the shape is. So we get a nice flat there. It's going to sit in the screw nicely, and you're going to get even contact throughout the screw as we tighten. Here we go again with my least favorite screwdriver, but you can't deny the grab on the damn screwdriver, man. It's where it's at. So let's open these ball grips and see how do they fit on screws and see if this is going to be your next screwdriver set. Taking a page out of all the freaking playbooks that I hate, man, the balls did not say the same size. And us electricians, we like to grip things by the ball, apparently. So, Knipex got the smaller handles here, didn't stay with the standard size. Vera did the same thing. Weehaw is really the only one that gave us a really useful size, and then occasionally they step it down for smaller controls. Let's see how the Vessels compare. This would be the control. It feels pretty decent. I do prefer the bigger grab on my screwdrivers. I'm really not a fan of this size. It's very light, but the tip is looking really nice for terminating. Really impressive stuff. I'll have to use it, but my first impression is it's very light. It's definitely not balanced, and it feels a little bit cheap with just how light it is. Now we're getting some better balance here. Nice identification. Beautiful grip from Vessel. Got the full size. Doesn't feel as good as this screwdriver. The weight and everything on this screwdriver just feels really nice. But the size is nice. The length looks nice. The tips look good. Let's get it on a breaker. Keep in mind, this is my professional opinion. It doesn't mean that this is the way that it is. There is a little bit of play in here, though. I might need to... Oh, yeah, there you go. See that play in there? It's just a little bit... Well, can I pick the breaker up? Let's see. Hang on, I gotta put this... All right, looks like it... Yeah, not as good. The blade is just a little bit skinny. We got less real estate on the flat and less meat around the slot. So to ensure no bias here, this is going to be my favorite screwdriver from Klein, and it's also not as good as the Weehaws, which is why I have taken a liking to Weehaws as an individual screwdriver. This does fit nicely, and it really does fit the bill for a really nice multi-driver that guarantees you're going to have all the tips you need. But when it comes down to actually really terminating without stripping things out, it's hard to deny the precision of the Weehaw screwdriver, which is why a lot of industrial people doing a lot of terminations really gravitate towards the Weehaw. If we look at the Knipex here, the Knipex fits in that slot really nicely. You can see the fit in there. Pretty impressive all the way in there. Back to the vessel. The vessel also fits in that screw really nicely. The blade is just a little bit skinnier, so you get a little bit of play. I don't know if that matters yet, but it is definitely different than the Weehaw. I will say this, too much taper bad. The flatter the better for terminating. The vessel definitely has the flatter profile on it. There's no doubt about that. I'm concerned about the durability. Can we twist this thing? I suppose we need to find that out. No, I wouldn't say I'm going for broke here, but we're going to tighten this to the point where we might cam it out or we might break it. But I want to see what the tip of the screwdriver is going to do if it does cam out when it does slip, because right now we're over torquing this, really breaking it, but you can see the metal shards flying up there. Really want to see what the tip is going to do, just for science. Looks like it did twist a little bit. I'm looking in the camera right now, so you guys are getting the first kind of view of it before me. Maybe it didn't. We'll have to pause it. No, so actually after looking at it myself, it did twist just a little bit. It's hard to see on camera, but it definitely did twist. Hard to see that way. Easier to see like that. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the twist in it just a little bit. So what I can tell you is that these screwdriver blades will not twist, but they're not really made for terminating and on breakers and things. As we spin this around, you can see the leverage that we get on this versus the other screwdrivers too. This portion here makes contact with the breaker, which puts us off center. And then also because this is more of a keystone tip, it's really not going to fit in this breaker, and it's going to cam out and do even more damage than the other screwdriver did. I will note that this screwdriver did a lot less damage with multiple tries in one attempt with this screwdriver. So when you do slip off the screw, it does make a difference on what screwdriver you're using, and you're going to do less damage when you use the right screwdriver for the task. Let's go with the Knipex here. The Knipex has a nice shape on it. Actually, that got really tight and didn't really want to cam out until the last second. Knipex seems pretty decent. This poor screw. This is where it's going to get interesting because we got a commercial electric here, and even this screwdriver here is better suited than some of the more expensive keystone tips, just because of the shape. But in this case, there's actually a lot of slop in between that screw. Let's find out. This thing's not even trying to grab, actually. So that's good. I would have thought that this screwdriver would do better, but I guess because of the aggressive, where it just starts so quickly towards the end where that curve starts, it's actually not a good shape for the screw versus all of this real estate being flat here and then going up. So the same screw we were just camming out on with that cheaper screwdriver, we can tighten that much more. Yeah, with the Knipex, even with the smaller grip, we still got more leverage. So yeah, these are probably the worst thing you can use for terminating, even though the shape looks promising. Let's check out the Milwaukees here for their shape. They look good. They look like they're the proper size, but I can't help but think my first thought about these might have been correct. If I could even get on the screw, which I can barely even get on the screw. Oh no, they actually grab really nicely. But this doesn't seem like it wants to fit in the screw. You can kind of see the play there. Let's see here. Let me get a different screw. Let's try and install this with the Milwaukee here. This Milwaukee is actually round, not like the triangle one. Now let's see here. What do we have? Actually, a little bit of cam out there. Oh, because it doesn't fit completely in the slot. So this screwdriver is not the terminating screwdriver. I would make this one the smaller blade, which now, I don't know, the blade's going to be too small for terminating. It's a weird, awkward size. Let's see. Yeah, let me try this one, go back to this one. Interesting. So Milwaukee's kind of in between sizes here with their blades. If we take an, let's see here. Why is that different? And yes, we are trying to cam these out. We're trying to see which screwdriver slips faster. See where the Milwaukee just wants to slip. Go back to our new vessels. All the way in there. Less slip, man. It just is. It's less slip. Wow. Even these keystones, which I don't recommend for... Yeah, it's ready to cam out. You can see where it cammed out there. Go to the tri-sided irritating Milwaukee screwdriver. That cams out almost instantly. If we go to our Weehaw, what I recommend, you can get a little bit more on there. It still wants to cam out just a little bit. You can loosen it. This screw is almost just gone at this point. If we go to our Klein, which is just generally good all around, but not probably the best. Really good option though. You can see the engulfment there, I guess you would say, on the actual screw. Instant cam out. Not even gonna try. Go back to our smaller blade Weehaw. This is the, whatever all that numbers are. I don't know what you want to call it. It's in metric. I'd call it a 3/16 probably. That definitely has some more bite. We can back the screw out, and we can also tighten the screw still. And if we go back to our vessel here, okay, the vessel has the best grip that we might have ever seen on this channel. Let's try a 10-in-1, which I really don't recommend. Probably instant cam out. Yes, instant cam out. You can see where it just wants to fall right off of that screw. Doesn't even try to stay in there. Go back to the Milwaukee. A little bit more grip, less than the Weehaw. Weehaw still has a lot of grip. The Knipex cams out pretty quickly. Looking for the Milwaukee. Looking for this Milwaukee. Pretty good, honestly. 3/16 like I said before. And if we go back to whatever this is, man, this is a good feeling vessel. Yeah, the least cam out I've ever seen. Ever. Wow. Made for terminating, man. Look at this screw. We're gonna pull this screw out so you guys can see what we're still getting leverage on. Very easy to use. Stuck on there. Not magnetic, of course, because this shit does. It's aluminum, man. It's not well, is it magnetic? There's your screw there that we were still getting leverage on. I don't know of very many screwdrivers that are still going to be able to grab that effectively. It's not even deep anymore. That's your screw there. That's your fit there with the vessel all the way in that screw. This is your fit with the Milwaukee. Just a little bit more slop, a little bit more angle. You can see the space in between the screwdriver and the screw itself. Still not a bad choice. There's the Weehaw there. Here's my favorite all-around screwdriver, which actually didn't do so good. Not surprising. You can see the play in there. And it camming out as we spin it. It's the new vessel here. You can see the fit. Doesn't really want to cam out, but not the screwdriver for the job. Too much play. Here's the Knipex here. A little bit of play there, wants to cam out. See that right there? Bring back the vessel, maybe my new favorite right now. All the way in there. No cam out. Not even a little bit. Fully in there. Until I did that. Very impressive. Yeah, hope this video helped you guys out on making a good choice for terminating screwdrivers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We'll see you guys on the next one.